Hello. You're very welcome to this episode of My Generation Gap podcast, where you have me, Stuart Vincent Moore, a 50-year-old member of Generation X, talking art, media and culture with my niece, Harriet Pilkington, an 18-year-old member of Generation Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Yeah. Hi, Rach. How you doing?
Yeah. It's been a good week. In fact, I've seen you this week.
We met
went
up in listen, H, listen to this. We met up in Earl.
Earl.
Yeah, IRL. Isn't that how you say it?
Did we?
In real life, isn't that how you say it? Or IRL.
Oh, IRL. Okay, yeah, IRL. Because you'd said Earl before, and I didn't.
Yeah, Earl.
Then I didn't understand the IRL. I thought it was something specific.
All
right. Yeah. We met up IRL.
Earl.
We met up Earl. We did. We went to Wentworth Castle.
Wentworth Castle. Had a walk for about 200 yards, and then a nice sit down.
Yep.
And some sandwiches.
Yeah. And then about 200 yards back.
And then 200 yards back. And we were
But now I've been doing...
Actually, we weren't all very grumpy, were we? I was quite grumpy.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready
You cheered up by the end.
I'm not ready to talk about it yet, so we'll talk about that another time.
You're not ready yet?
No.
On a different podcast episode.
Yeah, I'm not ready to laugh about it yet.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what I have done since the last time we spoke is been on flipping holiday.
Being on flipping holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was great. We went to Dungeness, H.
Dungeness? Now that doesn't sound like a proper place.
Dungeness, no, it's the largest expanse of shingle in Europe.
What's shingle?
Just like gravel.
Oh. I've never heard of that before. That's interesting. Well.
But we, so it's near the seaside. It's down in the Kent coast. And we stayed on this holiday park, one of the Park Dean holiday parks, and we rented, it was on Airbnb. We rented like a chalet at this holiday park.
A chalet?
A chalet, yeah. On like this caravan park, and it had some like permanent chalets on there. So we rented one of those from one of the owners. It was a great little place. It was fab. It was red hot H. It was scorcho all week.
It has been scorcho.
Yeah. We were right worried because it only had one door in and out of the place. And you know when you close the door and lift the handle like upwards, it locks the door, right?
Yeah, and it locks it.
Yeah. So if you did that on this door, it locked it and you couldn't open it again unless you had the key.
Right.
So I was convinced that we were going to lock ourselves out of this chalet. So I said to Caroline, my wife, and Ivan, my stepson, and Ferdinand, the dog.
Again, that sounds like three people. Caroline, my wife, my stepson, and Ferdinand, the dog.
When we unlock the door, when we've been out for the day, we'll come back, we'll unlock the door, and then we'll put the key back in the key safe box outside by the front door, and then we'll never get locked out.
That makes sense.
And so Caroline said, well, I'm not so sure about that, but okay, fair enough. So we did that, and then we went inside, and we had his tea, and then we said, right, we'll take the dog out for an evening walk. And then that's when we realised that I'd gone in, lifted the handle up, and locked us inside the chalet. And it didn't...
Can you... That must be the only chalet in England that you can lock yourself in.
Yeah, you couldn't even... So I thought the handle inside would automatically push down and let you unlock the door, but it didn't. So we were locked in.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's like a safety thing. Like my dad works with those kind of things, and I was telling him, I didn't know the whole story, but I knew you'd lock yourself in a chalet somehow, and he was like, that is kind of impossible with the standards of the UK. You're not allowed to do that. But clearly in there it's not.
Well, it wasn't new, so I don't know, maybe if you built a new one now it might be different. But we so Caroline
I suppose maybe it was a certain time.
So Caroline was convinced that she should throw loads of cushions out of the window, in the front window, because it was really high up.
Like shouting, help, help.
And it was only like 6 inches wide, so she should throw loads of cushions out the window and then wiggle through and land on them outside, let us in. And that wasn't going to happen. So in the end, we kind of just had to stick our heads out the window. and shout for help, but we were quite away from the road. So when like people walking past, like there was a woman walking past
Yeah.
with a pushchair, we're going, "Hey, help, help, come and let us out!" And then been like stopping and like looking around, going, "Huh, what's that?" And then just going, "Oh well,
Then
never
just
mind."
ignoring you.
Yeah, so we
Oh,
ended
wow.
up like waving towels outside the window and trying to get, and
Oh,
then
wow.
eventually the guy in the chalet
That's brilliant.
next door, he came outside and went, "Oh, I thought I heard somebody shouting, but I thought, oh, they can't really mean anything, so I just ignored it."
I just ignored it.
Yeah, so in the end we had to
Well,
give him,
clearly a lot of people thought that if they walked past you.
yeah, so we had to give him the key code to let the get the key out of the box out the front and let us out. Yeah,
Get the
we felt
key.
really, really foolish.
Yeah. Not only that, but surely you would have been locked in for hours and not known about it if you'd had tea in that time.
Yeah, well, we'd got in from like a day out, and we shut the door because it was so hot. We'd get in and the chalet would be red
Yeah.
hot. So we shut the door and it had a really good air conditioning unit
Yeah.
on. So we like shut all the doors and all the curtains, put the air conditioning on full, and then just all sit in front of it and have drink tea.
Sit in front of the aircon.
Yeah, and then have us dinner, and then let Ferdinand out after dinner, but we couldn't.
So was it when you let Ferdinand out you realised you were shut in?
Yeah, yeah, we were going to take you for a little walk. We couldn't get out.
Well, I haven't done any holidaying because, I mean, we don't go abroad really, and we haven't really been anywhere in the UK this summer. But I have been working a lot, and I got a phone call. Do you hear that noise then that came from my throat? I don't even know how I did that. I'm like a crook.
It was demonic.
I've been
H.
working loads. It was a bit demonic.
Yeah, it fits in with what we're going
Yeah.
to talk about today.
Yeah. So I've been working loads and I got a phone call probably about 3 weeks ago now actually this happened. I've not seen you in ages.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to you in ages. And she called me up. Is not actually a client of mine at this point in time. I just knew her from school. And she called me up, she says, "I need your help. I have dyed my hair bright pink, like bright pink, and I need it fixing today. I have a job interview tomorrow morning in a dementia home, and I can't have
Oh.
any bright coloured hair. And it's obviously bright pink. She's got blonde hair, and I'm talking like neon dark bright pink.
Because
So-
bright pink's quite fashionable, right? It's quite a...
Well, it looks ace. Yeah, it looked
Yeah, I
amazing,
see
but
loads
she
of
just
people
couldn't
with-
have it for a job interview.
Right. Why can't you have pink hair
Yeah.
if you're working with
Apparently in a
people?
dementia home it can like scare them a bit, you know, like the bright colours and things, I do believe.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know how true that is or whether she just read it somewhere or whether they told her that. I don't really know. But anyway, so
Is
she
it in
gets
case
here.
somebody's
I
had a-
woke up at
Is it in case somebody's had a
So, go on.
traumatic incident with a troll doll when they were a child?
yeah, or with a minion or something. Yeah. Honestly, so it was so random. So she rang me at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know her mega well, but I went to school with her and that. And she's like local in the area. And at 9:30, she rocked up, so I didn't even have time to shower or anything. I just got out of bed.
Hang
Got
on, what, you just got
dressed.
out of bed at 9:30?
No, I got out of bed at 9.
Right.
She got here at 9:30. That's not that bad. I'm a teenager.
So is
It was my
she, if
day
you went-
off.
if you went to school with her.
Well, actually, she's a year older, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was my day off, so I'll take that.
All right, here's your
Um,
day off.
Yeah. So anyway, so stripping the colour out of her hair, did one colour remover, which was like chemical, then had to go for my contact lens appointment and take her with me because I couldn't leave her in my house. Yeah, well, because I couldn't leave her in my house. And I
Would you
just,
drive her to
I
the drive her to the opticians?
not only that, but she got out because she wanted a cig. So she stood with a cig in town with bright pink hair that's like got all this like powder and chemicals on it. Stood outside the opticians whilst I'm picking up my contact lenses. It was so random. So then I got a smoothie because I needed something to eat because I hadn't eaten, and that was the quickest thing possible.
And did you
Then I
get
had
her
to go
one
to
as
salon
well?
services. She got a milkshake, actually. And no, I didn't get her one. She interfered with her day off. So, we went to Sound Services and we had to buy some other colour strippers and things. And 3 colour strippers, 1 colour later, it was done. So that finished at 12:30 at night is when I went to sleep. Well,
No,
when
hang
she
on.
left actually.
From 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 till midnight. Why did that take so long?
Actually, that's a lie. I had a break from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock where I had tea, and we had a couple of hours at a spa nearby booked, me and Mum, and I thought I'm not missing out on that. So I sent her home and brought her back and finished it and worked until 12:30 at night because I didn't want to lose the money. Now, bear in mind, this is not my normal day at work. If any of my future clients are listening to this, I promise you, your hair will not be done. You will not be sent home mid-hair appointment.
So did she have to pay you for 12 hours work? Did you charge her 12 hours?
Well, it's not really like an hourly. It's not really like an hourly rate. I charged them a bit more than what I usually charge because I needed to buy extra materials, and then her mum tipped me anyway. And then the next day, she went for a job interview in the morning, and then in the afternoon, she came to my work, like my actual place of work, because I was working over there, and I just gave her a quick trim on the ends because she needed it. But she was like, I want to keep it as long as possible, so don't trim any of the ends. She was like, I really want it really long. So I did like what's called dusting, which is where you go and you twizzle the hair and you just take all the split ends off, and it's like a hairdresser technique. Anyway, did all that, gave her like a trim, and the next day she sent me a message, and in fact it may have been 2 days later she sent me a message and she'd cut all of her hair off.
Why?
Just because she wanted to. I was like, I mean, like, what?
Did she get the job?
She did get the job, yeah. So she got the job and then came to see me then for her hair cutting. And then, then 2 days later got it all cut off.
So now she's bald?
She's not fully bald. It's like a really short cut. Like, it's like just really short. It's like a pixie cut almost. So that's been part of my week. And then I had Harley's mum. So Harley's my boyfriend. And she turned up to her appointment. She made me laugh. She says, I'm sorry. She wasn't late, but she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I had to let the dogs out and everything, nip home for them. She says, but whilst I'd let them out, they've got a really old Frenchie called Margot. And she's like this black Frenchie. And she's huge. She's like a barrel.
Stop. What's a Frenchie?
What's a Frenchie? French bulldog. What do you mean, what's a Frenchie?
Well, because when I was at school, if you'd have gone, oh, I had a Frenchie, it means you'd had a snog.
It means you had a snog. Yeah, okay, I can hear that now.
Yeah.
But no, she's like a French bulldog. Anyway, so she'd been out for a week. They've got this like 2-year-old cockapoo, and the cockapoo was playing with the old French bulldog, and she was like playing with her, and she made her that dizzy that she'd like fallen on her back, but because she's so big, she's like a beetle. So her little legs were like this, so she had to go over and like roll her back over. You know, like what's
like
it called?
Turtle.
That thing where they. Yeah, like a turtle. Like on the back. She said, sorry, I've had to roll Margot over a few times before I came out. Which I thought was really funny.
Listen, H, I think we should talk about what we're here to talk about, seeing as you've already been demonic once, because we're here to talk about The Good Place.
I don't think The Good Place sounds demonic.
And what have you said? Motherfucking shirt balls.
Motherfucking shirt balls.
Yeah. The Good Place is a TV sitcom. We watched the first season, didn't we? And it's based around 4 humans who die and end up in the afterlife, where they are in supposed heaven. And we will say that there are spoilers here, which, you know.
Yeah, there are.
It's been out several years. And
biggest spoiler of the series.
Yeah. And, you know, if you haven't seen it by now, then I'm not even going to give you any warnings. And Bruce Willis is a ghost. I think.
And Bruce Willis is a ghost.
Yeah.
I like that.
So there's 4 people. They pass away. They're in supposed heaven. And they find it really difficult because one of them isn't supposed to be there. Because she hadn't lived the best life, and then they find out that they're all
2 of them.
Actually, yeah, 2 of them. Because they haven't lived their best.
Well, actually, none of them.
Yeah, they're all there really. Basically,
just to make it really confusing.
basically they're not in heaven at all. They are in.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they purposely don't use the word heaven and hell, do they? Because they don't. It's not associated with any one religion at all. So they just call it the good place
No.
and the bad place, or there's a medium place as well,
Yeah.
isn't it, in the later series?
What really makes me laugh in the series is when they say, "So who was right?" I think Chidi goes, "Who was right about this? Like the Christians or the Buddhists?" Or and he says, kind of everybody got around 3%, except from this one stoner guy in the 80s or
Yeah, in
90s
Canada.
who got it like 97% right when he was high on mushrooms.
Yeah, Doug Fawcett.
Doug Fawcett, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a
You should have
legend.
saved that. That'd have been a good question. Yeah.
What, for the test?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've got all my questions for the test. So yeah, the four people we have: Eleanor Shellstrop, Chidi Anagonwa, Tahani
Anagonye,
Al Jamil, and Jason Mendoza.
Anagonwa.
Huh? Anagonwa, yeah, isn't that right?
Anagonye.
Anagonye, sorry. Chidi
That's like
Anagonye.
the whole thing in like one of the first episodes is that she says it wrong.
Yeah, and doesn't even bother to learn it. Is that a little bit racist? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So the four of them, they're in the supposed good place, and they end up winding each other up, and then they realise by the end of the series they are actually in the bad place, and they're being tortured. And then the remaining series kind of play that out. But what I really like about the good place is it's basically all about ethics and moral philosophy, and they go through all sorts of different philosophical.
They do the trolley problem.
Yeah, all sorts of philosophical problems and reasoning, and talk about different philosophers as well, all their different theories and ideas, and look at them, and I like the fact that they don't kind of present all these theories and reasonings to the viewer and kind of allow you to think about them and watch them, whilst also being really, really sharply written, really, really funny, and having really, really good characters in there. So it's one of those shows where I sort of watched it and I was a bit skeptical because everybody was talking about how great it was. And I did watch it thinking, oh, yeah, here we go. And actually, I was really, really delighted.
Yeah, it is a bit in the beginning. Yeah, I think you've got to see past that kind of front of... They do it on purpose. They're like in the second episode, and you've got the giraffes and the big flying ladybug and all those things going wrong. And you've got to see the metaphors behind them all.
Yeah, it is really good, and they present all these different arguments. I still think one of the best lines in it is when Eleanor Shellstrop. So she gets taught. So Eleanor Shellstrop is basically a bit of a douchebag, a dingus in real life, and she's always treated all her friends really badly. And you know, she doesn't have she has a job where she sells, what is it, fake pills to pensioners.
Yeah, like just like really, she's a pretty bad person.
She's a pretty bad person.
She's not like a mass murderer, but she's like you said, like a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah, and she is put in the good place with her supposed soulmate, who is Chidi Anagonye, and he is an ethics professor, and his kind of failing is that he's completely indecisive, and all his indecisiveness ends up harming all of his friends and all the people around him.
Yes, and he's always got a stomachache because he's always nervous about all these things. He's trying to make the decisions for the better of everything, and he makes it all worse.
Yeah, and Tahani Al Jamil, who's lived a bit of a privileged life.
Yeah.
And she is full of envy for her sister, but she also ends up belittling other people around her, and she continues to do that in a good place. And Jason Mendoza is like a petty criminal, isn't he? But he wants to be a DJ.
Yeah,
and
he is. Well, he like wants to be. He's like got a dance crew. He wants to be a DJ, and he like burgles places, things like that, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, hang on, the dog's gone crazy.
Why is the dog gone crazy? You got marzipan out.
Yeah. Ferdinand, put that marzipan down. Jason Mendoza, he comes along, doesn't he? And he ends up not really knowing what to do and ends up pretending to be someone else. So
Yeah.
he ends up pretending to be a Buddhist monk who has taken a vow of silence. And then
That's like not Jason at all, is
yeah.
it?
And he ends up every now and again going off to his meditation room, which is actually what he calls his bud hole, which is his hole where he
Bud
hangs out
hole,
with
I
his
love
buds.
the bud hole.
Yeah, he hangs out with his
Yeah.
buds, and it's just like his own little man cave, I guess, isn't it? Full of PlayStations and Xboxes and
Yeah, he's got like Xboxes and beanbags and foosball tables and
yeah.
yeah.
So the four of those kind of go through the whole thing, but the interplay between them is really, really great, and they're guided by
Yeah, the dynamics between the four of them.
yeah, they're guided along by the demon in charge of them all, who presents himself as an angel at first, who's supposed to be guiding them through the good place, and of course he's a demon there who's been put there to torture them. So, which is why he puts all in these situations to bring about all these different moral quandaries and philosophical difficulties.
That is one of the, I mean, that is some of the best, not best acting because he's not, well, he is acting, but like, I never guessed it. I never guessed that they were in the bad place, and I'm usually decent in TV shows and knowing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, even when they said it, I was like, it's not real, because he's so good at acting as like the really nice guy. Because he's like an old friendly man.
Yeah, and Ted Danson's a great actor, and he's such a. He brings. Just like all the actors have got a real knack of making them likable. So Ted Danson plays. Oh, I forgot his name. Michael.
Yeah, he plays Michael.
Who is the angel / demon, who are there to protect them / torture. And then the other main character is Janet, who is a physical.
I love Janet.
Yeah, she's like a physical embodiment. She looks like a human. She's not a human. She's not a robot.
Yeah.
She is simply
not a real girl.
Yeah, not a real girl, but she is. But she appears to be human, but she is like some sort of oracle. She's like a big Amazon Alexa, really, isn't she? Or Siri.
She is like an Alexa, yeah, very much so.
So she can do
She's
anything.
Like got all the knowledge in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, H, if you had your own Janet, what would you ask her for? Because she can give you anything, can't she? She wants.
If I had my own Janet, I would ask her for a no-fat chocolate that tasted like proper chocolate. That's got to exist somewhere. Please, anybody out there, I'm begging you.
So what are you eating now? What chocolate? What chocolates you eating now?
Nothing. I can't. I haven't eaten chocolate in a year.
Really? Nothing like chocolate flavored?
No, I can't eat chocolate. Occasionally, there's like a chocolate milk that's pretty naff that I can have, but no, not even chocolate flavored things.
What about chocolate flavored frozen yogurt?
Oh,
is that a thing?
That could be a new one to
I don't
try.
even know if that's a thing.
It is a thing, but it's not always fat free because some yogurt has fat in it. But it's definitely something to try.
What about Jaffa cakes?
I would ask her for. You what?
What about Jaffa cakes?
Jaffa cakes are lower. They are lower, but they're not quite low enough. But either that, or I would ask her for a machine that just brings me whatever hair colour I want. You know, like, so I don't have to mix it. There is a machine that does it. I've seen it. It looks ace, but it's like something like ridiculous, like £6,000 for the machine alone. Like, it's crazy business. And you put in like the formula of what you want and it just gives you it. That's magic.
Oh. So you'd ask Janet for
what would you ask for? Oh.
Snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Just always snacks.
Snacks are like impossible to get now, like Caramax. Well, maybe not impossible, but difficult. Yeah. All right, maybe not difficult, but they're not here in front of me. I was going to
say, like, can't you just... Okay, I was going to say you can just buy Caramax in the shop.
Do you know? No, you can't actually. They'll stop making them. You see them sometimes in, like, Poundland. Oh, I know what I'd get Janet to do.
I think I'm thinking of caramel wafer bars.
Oh, sorry, no, Caramax. No, I know what. The first thing I'd ask for Janet is Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia.
Yes, you were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, because you can't get it anymore, and it's the best flavour ever.
What flavour did you have? Because you had ice cream and what did you have? And what's your review of the ice cream?
Ginger.
went with
It was a
hazel.
bit disappointing. It wasn't as sharply flavoured as it should have been.
I can't imagine just a ginger ice cream.
Oh, it was ginger and something else, but the ginger wasn't really. It should have
Ah.
been stronger. Should have been more.
So what would you give it out of 5?
3.
Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Anyway, it's not Ice Cream Stew's ice cream review, is it? We're talking about the good place.
Ice cream shoes, ice cream review.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, the reason they're in the good place is that throughout your life on Earth, somebody's actually keeping score of everything that you do throughout your
Yeah.
life. You get points for doing good things and things that have good consequences, and you get negative points for doing bad things and things that
Yeah.
have bad consequences. So, H, in your
Yeah.
18, almost 19 years on this planet, what score do you
Yeah.
think? Do you think you've been a positive or negative?
I don't know. I feel like I'd be in the positive.
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah. Do you think you'd be in the positive or the negative?
I've been a positive. Haven't I?
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah,
done
I think
anything
we've
really
both been
bad.
the positive.
There was that time when you were little,
No.
and I asked you if you wanted to smell my cupcake, and then pushed it in your face and made you cry.
There's a time when you wrapped me in sellotape
When I
and it
wrapped you
all
up
got
in
stuck in my
sellotape
hair, which
and
you
it got
didn't
stuck in it.
consider.
Yeah, and I made you cry.
Yeah. Yeah, and you made me cry. Yeah. But you're glad I remember that one. That's the one that sticks out.
Yeah, I did think that'd be funny, wrapping you up in sellotape.
Yeah. And then it did not go to plan.
There was a time when your mum, dear listener, Harriet's mum is my sister. There was a time when your sister went crazy at me. Well, not crazy, but she wasn't happy. Because I think you come down to my house one day and we'd spent all day watching YouTube videos of people putting butter
Yeah.
on like tiled floors and watching other people slip and
Oh,
fall
I
over.
know what
in it.
you're going to say. I
And then
didn't know that's where I got the idea from.
Yeah, and then she got up in the morning and to see you had gotten out of bed really early and you're in the conservatory like putting butter
Yeah.
all over the tiled floor. She went, "What are you doing?"
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I never knew where I got that idea from. I just thought I decided to do it, and I thought I was a little bit crazy. But now I know that idea was infiltrated.
It was implanted by me. Yeah, I've been showing you all these YouTube
Yeah.
videos. Look at this, H. This guy's going to get in the shower. And when he gets in the shower, his girlfriend's going to put butter all over the floor. When he gets out, he's going to go. Like,
I remember her face when she came outside. She was like, "Harry, what the hell are you doing on the floor with like butter?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's trying to get to me, but there's just like butter
it's
everywhere.
sliding everywhere, yeah. Oh, yeah. She came down my house after that and she was not happy.
Yeah, that definitely gave me some negative points.
It was like,
What things did you do to my mum that would have given you negative points, like when you were younger?
oh, things like taking like a compass at my school pencil case and scratching her name into the paintwork and saying to my mum, "Look what you in the house."
That's so bad. That's so bad. Yeah, that gave you minus points, definitely.
Yeah. There was a time when she came round to stop at my flat, or the flat that I shared with my dad, and she'd been out drinking, and I knew she was really hungover, and I got up in the morning, I was going to work, and I purposely went into her bedroom and said, "Julie, it's time to get up. Here's a cup of tea." And then she went, "Here's a cup of tea." And she went, and then I went off again. I came back in 10 minutes later and put down like a big bowl of cereal next to her, like really loud. "Here's a bowl of cereal." And then went back up, come back 5 minutes later. "I've made you some toast." And then in the end, she's like proper swore at me. "Will you just..."
Oh, did she?
Yeah. But we used to do that all the time to each other.
Well-
We'd wait until one of us had been out drinking the other night, and then the other one would get up really early, start doing all like the vacuuming and things. Like we'd never vacuum the house ever. We'd never vacuum my mum's house ever until somebody had been out drinking, and then, "What are you doing?" "I'm just vacuuming your bedroom. I thought I'd do you a favour."
She went out to Wentworth Garden Centre a couple of weekends ago, and it was like a Chelsea flower show, but it was on tour, and because my mum and dad are at that age now where they go to Chelsea flower shows.
Chelsea
And
flower shows. Well,
yeah.
they're never going to get any negative points, are they?
Well, no, wait. So my mum's got this umbrella that she'd bought dead cheap, and she says to my mum, "It was a right bargain. I got it from second hand. 50p for an umbrella. You're paying like stupid money for your umbrellas. You don't need. Why would you need a new umbrella anyway?" They went out, and it was so stormy. And my dad's got this like big golf umbrella, and it's like sturdy as anything, and he's like dry as anything. My mum, bless her. Her umbrella snapped in half. It's half hanging off and it's like dripping down the side. The bottom of her dress is all wet. And she's just like half soaked in this stormy weather trying to enjoy the flower show. And somebody like tried to sell her something. Apparently she just looked at them and went, "No, thank you." And I think that definitely gave us some negative points.
Actually, yeah. When I think of our childhood, growing up with my sister, yeah, maybe I will be the negative points.
Maybe you will be in the bad place just because you're a sibling.
Well, I'll be. It's all right. I'll be in there with my dad, your granddad, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
Yeah, absolutely would. Do you know what you used to do? So, Jimmy Tissue, as we used to call him, my
Jimmy
dad,
Tissue.
Harriet's granddad. I was telling Caroline about this the other day. He would always wear, well, he wouldn't always, but quite often he'd wear these tracksuit bottoms, and we'd go out and do stuff together.
Yeah.
And he used to drive around in his old Land Rover, like fall to bits. He had these windscreen wipers on him that were on a piece of string. So when it started raining, you had to pull the piece of string out the window to make the wipers go.
That is bad.
Yeah. So we go places, and we'd always go places like we'd go down the pub or something. We get in the pub, he'd go to buy a drink, and the barman would say something like, "Well, that's £4.50, because that'd be for like 2 pints, because it was like £2 a pint then." Hang on a minute, I just have to go outside and get my wallet. I've left my wallet in the car, and he'd go outside, and he'd only be gone like 3 seconds. He'd be back in again. I'm thinking, why is it? I said, "That was quick." He went, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
And then I said, "How come you're always leaving your wallet in the car? I don't think you should do that. It's a bit of a rickety car that you'll just get nicked." And he said, "No, it's not. I don't ever leave my wallet in the car. It's just that these tracky bottoms don't have any pockets in them, so I have to keep my wallet in my underpants, and I don't want to get it out of my underpants."
That's so funny.
While I'm in front of people, so I go outside, quickly put my hand down the front of my pants, get my wallet out,
That's
and I
brilliant.
come back in and go, "Oh, these fivers are warm." Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my my granddad, bless him, he used to come and sit outside the school when I was nervous. So I can't remember why they were on the topic of him. I think maybe when he got poorly and he was talking to... Oh no, maybe he must have done something daft and I can't remember what it was. And my mum was speaking to my head teacher, and my mum had this really massive misunderstanding of the word nonce.
Uh-oh.
She thought that it meant stupid or daft.
Oh,
so
dear.
we were talking, and you can imagine where this went. My mum ended up calling my granddad a nonce to my head teacher. She was like, "Oh yeah, he's a right nonce." I was like, "No, he's not. No, he's not."
Yeah. Sometimes my dad might come and pick Harriet up from school, but don't worry, he's a bit of a nonce.
Yeah, and he's going to sit outside the school, but he's a right nonce. I was like, "No, he's not. No, he's not. Don't listen to her." And then we went home that night, and I didn't have a chance to speak to her afterwards. And we were talking to my dad, and my dad was wetting himself. And she was like, "What does it mean then? What could be that bad? What could possibly be that bad?" And then when we told her, she was like distraught.
Anyway, let's stop with the stories about Jimmy Tissue for today, because we'll just end up. This is what the podcast will be, and maybe one day we'll tell you the story about how he got the name Jimmy Tissue. Actually, that sounds worse than it really is. It's not that. So you'd have a positive score. I think I might have a negative score actually then, with being brought up with your sister, with my sister or your mum.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I didn't have a sibling, so although. Yeah, no. I think my dad would have a negative score. He once put my bike in his the back of his van.
He told me about this to pretend it had been stolen because he was sick of you leaving it outside.
That definitely would put him in the bad place.
Yeah,
that would be the deciding point.
Yeah, which I mean, I mean that's a whole plot from an episode of Modern Family.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, and the episode I love Modern Family. Yeah, when he steals the bike.
Yeah. Listen, I think if we keep on talking about The Good Place, we'll just end up just saying lines from The Good Place, like Mother Forking,
Yep,
shirt balls. I think we can definitely give it a
motherfucking
Gen Z
showgirls.
win. But what I'm going to do,
Definitely.
I'm gonna tell you something which you might not know about because I know there's a book, isn't there, in the first series? What's the book called?
Yes, there is. Oh God. It's a moral philosophy book,
But
and it's what we owe to each other.
what we owe to each other. So that's mentioned quite a lot, isn't it? But
Yeah.
actually, I believe that the main characters and the whole concept of this is taken from a Jean Paul Sartre play. Jean Paul Sartre was a French philosopher, and he wrote a
Yeah.
play called No Exit. Let me read this little
Right.
speech from that play. And this is
Yeah.
said by one of the main characters, of which there are three. There are only three characters in this play. Actually, that's not true. There's a fourth character in this play.
Ah.
I'll
Oh,
explain
I
to you
see.
who it is. So the fourth character is the demon who takes him into hell. The three
Right.
characters are three people that are trapped in this room. This is said by Garçon, who is one of the characters in a play. So basically, the three of them are trapped in a
Yeah.
room that is hell, and they can't understand why they're
Yeah.
not being tortured, why they're just in this room with each other, just sat staring at each other.
Yes. Yeah.
So he says, "So this is hell. I never have believed it. You remember all we were told about the torture chambers, the fire and brimstone, the burning marl, old wives' tales. There's no need for red hot pokers. Hell is other people."
Yeah.
And that's from No Exit. And it's a
It does sound very The Good Place. That is like they're all sent to torture each other, aren't they? Because they're
exactly, they're all sent to
opposing
torture each
personalities.
other. And this play, the three of them are there. So Garçon is Joseph Garçon. He's a freedom fighter, a journalist who ends up running away and deserting, being shot for deserting. So he gets called a coward, and of course he doesn't want to be. There's Ines Serrano, who has a lesbian affair with her cousin, her cousin's wife, who ends up
Right.
then being so tortured by her that she ends up turning the gas stove on one night and killing them both. And then
Sorry,
Estelle,
what?
yeah, she ends up. So the person that she's having an affair with ends up killing them both because of the torture situation that she's put her in. And Estelle
Yeah.
Rigaud, who is a young woman who has an affair also and ends up being pregnant and ends up murdering the child that's born out of this affair. So
It's all a bit deep to say The Good
it's
Place is quite light-hearted.
well, this is it. So this is not a comedy play at all, but it is.
Yeah.
It's it's really quite wonderful. And I watched it the other day, and
Yeah.
the interplay between the three of them, how they get on with each other, and it's basically saying hell is other people. Not that it's terrible to be around other people, but the fact that
Yeah.
if you view yourself or you have your own perception through the eyes of other people, you will always
Yep.
be in some sort of purgatory or self-torture.
Yeah.
Because, like
Yeah.
Garçon saying, there's one point where they're kind of, after they've tortured each other for an hour in this thing where, they're all calling him a coward and he can't stand to be a coward, and then vice versa, they're all having a pop at each other.
Yeah.
Because Ines, she's a lesbian and she kind of wants to have a relationship with Estelle, but of course Estelle isn't gay and she wants to kind of
Yeah. I
find the
see.
affections
Yeah.
of Garçon, and so they end up. It's really wonderful interplay between them. The fact that there's no mirrors in there, so they can't look at themselves, and
Yeah. So yeah, they can't.
yeah, and then there's at one point where the door to the room just opens up. They get let out, but they can't even leave them because they say, "Well, I can't leave now. If you think that I'm a coward, I don't want you thinking I'm a coward when I've gone." So
Wow,
they end up just
yeah.
staying in this hell because they can't get away from the perception that others have
Of others,
of you. And
yeah.
I think that is true, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course that's what happens to
It is, yeah.
Eleanor Shellstrop, isn't it?
Yeah.
She perceives everybody else to. She hates it when other people think that they're better than her or have a low opinion of her.
Yeah.
Well, and they all do, really. I'd recommend watching No Exit
Yeah.
if look that up. But yeah, it's certainly very different to The Good Place. There's not a single joke in it.
Yeah.
But it is where that phrase comes from, "Hail these other people,"
Yeah,
which is
that
kind of a
is.
famous saying.
Yeah.
It's time for this. It's Burger Stews, Burger Review. It's Burger Stews, Burger Review. It's Burger Stews, Burger Review. It's Burger Stews, Burger Review.
Eating a burger, then he marks it out of 5.
He's eating a burger and he's marking it out of 5. This week, H, I've gone magical.
You've got magical?
Yeah. And I'll tell you for why. It's because this is a burger I had with a friend from work and his family.
Right. Yeah.
And I met them in Leeds
Yeah.
at the Northern Kitchen in Leeds City Centre
Yeah.
right before we all went to see Darren Brown and his new
Yes,
stage show.
you said you were saying that. I've seen that.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Full of lots of magic and great show. And I'm not going to say anything about it because it's to be able to keep the secrets of the show is kind of important until it's on Channel 4 later on in the year. I'm
Okay.
going to show it.
I see.
But yeah, recommend Darren Brown. I do sit there and say, "Oh, I know how he did that. Oh, no, how I did that." And then, but half the time I said, "Nope, no idea."
Really?
Nope, no idea.
Because I thought you'd know a lot, I
Oh,
suppose.
yeah.
But I suppose there's so much variety with magic that you don't know everything.
No, there's so much. And then also, you might know the technique, but not know. There's basically only a handful of magic tricks, really. But they're just all different methods of different presentations.
Yeah, you want to know how they've presented it or where they've
so-
snuck it in. Or yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and you can use different things and mix it up with this and mix it up with that. So, but yeah, highly recommend going to see Darren Brown. But this was a place called Big Buns
Big
in
buns.
the Northern Market in Leeds. Yep. Had the barbecue, bacon and cheese,
Oh, that sounds nice.
3.75.
That's my favourite type of burger, is like a bacon and cheese barbecue.
Yeah, but 3.75 H, it was all right. Should have been better.
Why should it have been better?
Because, like you say, it had all great stuff on it. It had the opportunity to be a great
Yeah.
burger. But what they've done is, I mean, it was nice. It was a bit spicy, so it had a little bit of a kick on it. But
Yeah.
it was so full of sauce, you couldn't. It was just too much. It drowned out the flavour of everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so messy. And
I don't
I'm
know
the
though.
messiest.
I love stuff like
Not the-
smothered in like barbecue sauce though. I'm a bit weird like that.
Not this much,
Okay.
H. Honestly, even I couldn't. You know how messy I get when I'm eating. I had to eat it with a knife and fork.
With a knife and fork. Oh wow.
Yeah, the bun was too. It had no
Durability.
structure to it. Had no. It wasn't like it. It was like a pleasant soft bun. It just fell apart,
Yeah.
and then just too much barbecue sauce overpowered it, and
Yeah.
it just didn't taste of anything else other than burger sauce. Having said that, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't terrible, and the fries were good. But yeah, should have been better. 3.75.
Should have been better.
Anyway, are you ready?
I am. I'm ready for this one.
Test. Woo woo woo. Test. Woo woo woo. Question 1. How did Eleanor Shellstrop die?
This is a complicated one. I've got to put myself in the scenario. She had something like a margarita mix for one. And she was going into the car park, and a trolley hit her, pushing her into the road, and then a lorry hit her.
Okay, I'll give you that. You can have half an extra point if you tell me what the lorry was advertising.
Erectile dysfunction pills.
Oh, H, you 1.5 for one.
I know. I've watched this first series
Oh.
like 3 times in the past month. I'm excited.
Right. How did Chidi and Agonye die?
Something hit him, and I can't think what it was. It was either like a washing machine, or it was something like a big
Oh.
unit just flattened him. Basically, I feel like it was an aircon unit.
It was an aircon unit, H. Have you read my notes?
No, I've just watched this series like 3 times in the past month.
Right, you're 2.5 for 2, H.
Well, not only that, but it goes really in depth in the later series about their deaths. So,
Oh, I guess so.
and I've watched them.
How did Tahani Al Jamil die?
She was trying to pull down a statue of her own sister.
Yeah. I'll give you... What was the statue made of? I was going to say I'll give you half a point then if you tell me what the statue was made of, but that's quite easy, isn't it? And you get an extra half a point. Go on then. Half a point if you tell me what the statue was made of.
I actually don't know what this... was it made out of gold?
Yeah. Are you sure? Can you see... I know you're online and we're on
No,
the...
I can't see your paper. I can't see your notes. That was a guess, that one. I knew all the other ones, but that was a guess. I just thought with it being Tahani that it was probably gold.
Oh, H, you're 4 for 3. That's an impossible score. You would end up in a good place. Check you out, you positive
I would,
score.
yeah, I would.
How did Jason Mendoza die?
He locked himself in a safe.
And...
Trying to burgle.
Yeah.
Like suffocated, but he was trying to burgle. Oh no, I can't fall down on the last hurdle. He was trying to burgle.
No. I'm going to give you that. Although,
Okay.
I like that he thought he'd be safe and he'd be able to breathe if he put a snorkel on.
Yeah, on a snorkel in the safe.
Yeah, so he sat in the safe, locked himself in and put a snorkel on. H, you're 5 for 4. Now,
How
I don't
does
know
that work?
whether... Yeah, because you got 5 points. So does that mean you've won the quiz, but you haven't got 5 questions right?
So what does Quizmaster say?
Well, let's see, H. What snack did I eat whilst watching The Good Place?
For God's
Bearing
sake.
in mind, I'll give you a hint.
For good place sake.
That, yeah, for fork's sake, bearing in mind that it is something that I brought along and had on the picnic when I saw you, Earl, yesterday.
Was it a bacon wheat crunchy sandwich?
H, you're 6 for 5. You get your 50p and a drink.
6 for 5. Finally. One with an extra point. I watched you make that sandwich and I thought he will bring that up. Because I mentioned
because I put bacon wheat crunches
and I said,
inside
are
the
you
sandwich
making a
like
bacon
any
wheat crunchy
self-respecting
sandwich?
Pitnicker.
Yeah. And you went, yeah, obviously. And that's how the conversation went.
Well, I'm impressed and shocked all at
Wow.
the same time. These are emotions I've not felt in a long time, mate. Certainly not whilst doing a podcast record.
Oh, thanks. Now you're in the bad place.
So, H, listen, I think we're all done.
Yeah.
Apart from, what's your telly been?
Have you seen the new Stranger Things trailer? We really need to talk about that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm looking forward to it, but watch the trailer. I don't know if it gripped me like it should have done.
Oh, it gave
Maybe I
me
need to watch it again.
goosebumps. I think you've got to watch it again. Because you've watched it wrong if you feel that way. it's your fault.
When's it out? It's not out till like when's it out though?
It's out I think half of it's out in either October, November, and then volume 2's out on Christmas Day.
I forgot.
And then and then one's out on Christmas Day and the other's out on New Year's Eve. But Christmas Day and New Year's Eve,
Right.
I'm gonna be watching it. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. But each episode is meant to be like movie length.
Oh, it's too much.
It's not too much.
Oh.
Absolutely not. Never have enough Stranger Things.
All right. Okay. Well, I've been watching, although I haven't finished it yet, but there is a new season of Such Brave Girls.
I love Such
which
Brave
is
Girls.
Very, very good. So,
Yeah.
So that's my recommendation. for this week. Such brave girls.
Fab. I think my recommendation for this week would be the new season of Here We Go.
It reminds me very much of my family. Certainly like days like yesterday when it took us an hour and a half to leave the house.
The first episode is them getting stuck in a house. I feel like I need to tell you that.
Oh, really? Did they get locked? I haven't seen it yet.
They
Did
get
lock
locked
themselves
in.
a
I haven't
holiday
watched
chalet?
it until the end of the video, but they get locked in their own house. So literally,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's easily done.
Clearly.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
listen, I think that's it. I think we'll call it a night. So thank you very much, dear listener, if you made it this far. Do us a favour now. If you're watching us on YouTube, which we do put these unedited video clips on YouTube where you see me doing things like not being able to stop the Burger Stew
Every
theme
week.
tune, or not being able to start the Burger theme
Every week.
Burger Stew theme tune every week. You'll be able to see me answering the Burger hotline, hot phone,
Yeah.
and all things like that. And we do leave everything
Faffing about.
in there. What's and all faffing
Yeah.
about. So that's on YouTube. So subscribe to that if you're on the YouTubes. And if you're a podcast listener, then whatever platform you're listening to, subscribe so that you always get it downloaded. Give us a listen and get in touch. How do people get in touch with us, H?
They can message us on Instagram. We have a TikTok account.
TikTok!
And we have our email is mygenerationgap@gmail.com. Or if you know either of us personally, just come and speak to us.
Yes, I'll be putting information up to come and see Terrypathic's Hour show at Nottingham Comedy
Fab.
Festival. That's on Bonfire Night in Nottingham. So get in touch with me about those tickets if you want tickets, or just search it out on the interwebs.
Yeah,
So that's good, isn't it?
that is good, isn't it?
It's good, isn't it? Right, H. Love you. Night-night.
Love you. Night-night.
Thank you for listening to My Generation Gap podcast. You can contact us by emailing mygenerationgap@gmail.com or podcast production by Stuart Vincent Moore, music by Andy Dawson, artwork by Harriet Pilkington.